What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Fiction to Review. So, as you guys can see, my hair is a different color, and I'm wearing this hat that I made, and it's super cool. Shameless plug, link below, link in the description box. Today I'm going to talk about the show that's on Netflix that recently came out, I believe last month, called The Witcher, which is like this fantasy type Netflix series. And if you're into Game of Thrones, you may be interested in watching this, not sure, so let's talk about it. So this monster hunter, demonized mutant, who we don't have much backstory on, is trying to, I believe, find his place in the world and hunt and live at the same time. So the pilot episode, the intro episode, was a great introduction for me because it highlighted the Witcher kicking ass like straight into it. He was whooping ass, he was beating up this creature, and you could really see his skill as the Witcher. He was fighting this multi-legged spider type being. So I would say the pilot scene definitely introduced fantasy, definitely introduced cinematography, visual cinematography, fantasy, action, special effects, GI elements with the whole, it just gave you everything. It gave you so much in that first episode, and like the first 3 episodes actually. So from the costume designs to the layout of the show, it was definitely giving me medieval time vibes with the whole everything. I know this is based off the book, and it's also a video game of this, but it's not based off the video games, it's based off the book. I've never read the book, and I'm not a huge video game head, but I know that's something important. A lot of people will probably be looking forward to seeing elements of the book be played out visually on screen on this show. Characters weren't bad. I think the hunchback girl, I don't know her name, I definitely think you could see the growth in her character from the very beginning towards like the middle, when she transformed and she was like this beautiful person, and when she realized that looks are not what they cracked up to be, and that everything she thought that was going to come with it, she didn't get with that, and she lost something so huge in return. I won't spoil it, but yeah, she realized that it wasn't what she thought. So the actress who played Siri, I would have actually liked to see more of her. I know that the show's called The Witcher, and like he's the main protagonist, but those 2 girls are actually main protagonists as well. And I feel like Siri, whenever she was brought up, it was like, oh, so yeah, we're talking about the witch girl, the hunchback girl who was no longer hunchback. Really can't think of her name right now. And the Witcher, we're showing them, we're doing their story. But then, oh, don't forget about Siri over here. Y'all forgot about her. Oh yeah, remember her? Let's bring her back in here. It was kind of like that. Like you would forget about her character. And you would know that she did, but you just would kind of forget about her. I found myself oftentimes forgetting about her character, to be honest. I would be like, oh, Siri, right, her story. Oh yeah. So her elf friend, I love that there was a black elf. I don't think I've ever seen a black elf in a fantasy show. I might be wrong, quote me on that if I'm wrong, but I personally have never seen it. So when I did see the kid, he's adorable, and he was definitely right to leave her, spoiler alert, to leave Siri, because at the end of the day, she would have gotten him killed. No doubt about it. She would have gotten him killed, and he was very wise. And he was very wise for just dipping out and being like, yo, I can't do this, I'm gone. So let's talk about the Witcher's character right quick. So the actor who plays Superman, enter his face here, and his name, which I don't know, he actually plays the Witcher, and I knew his face was familiar for the longest time, and I'm like, okay, where do I know him from? Then I'm like, oh, that's Superman. Oh yeah. So the Witcher, his voice, it's like he was trying to do this voice. The actor who was playing the Witcher, he was trying to do like this hoarse voice, and it just wasn't working for me. It wasn't. I was just cringing, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't adapt to this. After a while, you'll just ignore it throughout the episodes, and you'll probably get used to it. But like from the beginning, like close to the middle end, I was like,
what's going on with this voice?
Wasn't sitting well with me, and it felt super forced and not natural at all. His battle scenes were great, and I'm not saying that his acting was terrible at all. When he fought, he killed it, and I was like, ooh, that's Bae. He might be Bae in these fight scenes. I don't know. I'm liking this right now. A lot of the fight scenes were great, to be honest. Those were not just them fighting itself, just the way they captured those scenes and how a lot of the characters moved in those scenes were really good. Especially episode 10, I was like, okay, the Witcher just might be Bae.
He just might be.
Okay, so there was a thing with like contacts. They were all wearing like these colorful contacts, and at first I was like, this is giving me Twilight vibes. I'm not feeling it with the Witcher with the brown hazel. But throughout the whole thing, you realize that everybody has those contact color eyes. Like, it's a signature thing in this show, and you're like, okay, fine. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Also, I'm like, they must have had a really big budget for this show, because it's something that you would think would be on HBO. But it's on Netflix, and the costume designs and the visuals, the cinematography of the show, it's nothing like Game of Thrones, but there are elements that are similar. Not to say that it's anything in comparison or on the level of Game of Thrones. Not even gonna say something like that. But there's definitely some things about it that you could be like, oh, I could see this show kind of like Game of Thrones on HBO. I feel like this show has a more mystical feel to it versus Game of Thrones. Although it does have things like dragons, and it has things like dragons, wars, royalty. So in my personal opinion, the show is each episode is like 1 hour long. I personally don't have time to sit and watch 1 hour shows, 1 hour episodes, 1 hour per episodes for 8 episodes, because I have other obligations and other things to do throughout my day. But if you do, you can just sit and binge watch the entire thing, you know. I had to watch it throughout the days because I had other things to do, because it was super long. But I don't think it drags on for the episode. I think it really fulfills the episodes, the amount of time that they put into one episode. It's fine. It's not dragged on. It's not drawn out too long. So in the beginning, I was really feeling this show. I was like, oh yes, that first episode, that second episode, that third episode. Then like midway into the show, I was like, wait, did I miss something? Like, oh wait, I'm confused now. There's too many gaps going on in the show. This character knows this character. What's going on? What did I miss? I'm thinking like, maybe I need to go back to episodes because I missed something in episodes, and come to find out, you find out in the end, like everything ties together. But you're just like, wait, what's happening right now? What's going on? And I have to be honest, I didn't really like that about the show. The gaps, I understand that what happened in the end and they connected the whole thing, but I just was like, what? I just like, what? Okay. And the cliffhanger was weak to me. It was weak. Like once that happened and it went off, and like him and Siri and the Witcher like came face to face, and she was like, who is what's her name? Yeah, it starts with a Y. The hunchback girl who was no longer a hunchback. And it just went off, and I'm just like, oh, that's the end? Okay. All right. Okay. Season 2, I'm hoping that we get more insight into the Witcher's character, because we really don't know too much about him or his backstory or how he became the Witcher. I would have liked to see that. I would have liked to have seen that in season 1, and we really didn't. But so maybe we'll see that in season 2. Don't know. More explanation, less gaps. Like, for example, the scene with the guy, and he was like a dragon, and I was just like, what the hell is going on right now? This is making no sense. Make it make sense, please. Please make it make sense. Like, you know what? Okay, that's different. Okay. All right. And then like Siri, the Witcher, and the witch who used to be the hunchback girl, and that whole love thing, and I get, you know, you learn like, oh, okay, but like it was just a lot of gaps, and I just don't know if it was working well, personally, for me. Some people like it, but This is my opinion. To see more magic, more monsters in season 2. Overall rate is that it's good. It's not bad. It's not the worst show. It's not even terrible, honestly. The visuals are great. The acting isn't terrible. It's just a lot of things in it that I wish maybe could have been done differently, but it doesn't take away from the show being a pretty good fantasy show, and it's different, you know, and the monsters are great. The characters are really cool. It's just a couple things that I didn't like. If you're interested, definitely gotta do shameless plug. Don't forget to pick up my book Rain by your Shirley T. Outlaw. You can hit the link in the description box below, and you can get you a copy of this book. You can read the back and the front and side. It's about young adults in a psych ward who are trying to figure out why they're in a psych ward. They get this new counselor who's trying to figure out why they're in a psych ward. At the same time, he's going crazy because of the effects of the place. And he's like, okay, this place is making me crazy. I don't think the people in here are crazy. And yeah, I need to get out of here. So it goes on the psychological thriller, it goes on these psychological mind games being played on these young adults, including the counselor himself. And he's just trying to figure out how to get the hell up out of there. And if you're interested in reading more about it, definitely hit the link in the description box below. And you can also get an ebook copy, and the ebook copy is like $7.99. So if you want to check that out, you can. If there's a problem with your ebook copy, definitely let me know. And be sure to hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. Comment below and let me know your thoughts about the show, your thoughts about the book, your thoughts about the game. What did you like about this show? What did you didn't like? What are your expectations for the new season? And what are you watching right now currently? So I will see you all next time. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And